Disaster recovery planning has to do, of course, with how do we keep our business running when there's a disaster, or at least how do we get it back up and running again after a disaster. And I have 5 key questions here. These are certainly not all the questions we have to answer, but they're good ones. What are the potential threats and vulnerabilities? In other words, what are the disasters that could happen to us? We need to identify everything that has to stay up and running so that we know what we need to back up and what we need to have redundancy and so forth. So that includes both our hardware and our data. Where the backup sites are located, you're not typically going to have all of your backups on site. You're going to either have some cloud backup or have them moved to another site. It used to be very common to take a set of tapes or discs to another site manually at the end of the day. I remember the days when we used to do that at the place I worked. However, that's not as common anymore. Now we use cloud services more commonly for off-site storage. How long will it take to get the backup site up and running? If we have a disaster such that our data center is destroyed, do we have a site ready, and how long is it going to take us to get that site up and running? And we'll talk about those a little bit more later on. And then the key personnel. Who is going to do what? And we need to spell out who and what their responsibilities are in the event of a disaster.